The following is a presentation of TFNN.
Next up, we're going to go to Florida, Titusville. Nick, thanks for hanging on the line. How you doing today?
Hi, yourself, sir?
I'm doing well.
Ken, I want to say I'm 84 years old, and the way you explain things makes it very easy to follow.
That's very nice of you to say, Nick. I appreciate that very much.
Have a good day, sir.
All right, you too.
Live at TFNN, Breakout Investing, with your host, Ken Shreve.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Welcome to another edition of Breakout Investing on TFNN. Ken Shreve with you. 877-927-6648. That's the number to call toll free. If you want to give me a call, talk about this market, you can catch my show every day on TFNN from 3 to 4 Eastern, just in front of the Tom O'Brien Show. You can pick my show up as a podcast on iTunes. If you can't listen live, don't forget you can listen to all TFNN programming on your smartphone these days. Just open your smartphone browser, type in tfnn.mobi, and you can listen to the stream that way as well. Don't forget about Tiger TV on the homepage of TFNN.com. Channel 1, the show is carried live. It is archived on Channel 13. You can look at charts live right along with me. Tiger TV also viewable on your handheld device. Just open your smartphone browser, type in TFNN.com, and then over on the right-hand side of the page near the top, just click on the box with those mobile devices in it, and it will start streaming right on your phone. Okay, start by looking at the S&P 500 today. We'll see it's up 4.5 points, 0.3% to 1555. Looking at an all-time high for the S&P 500 of 1576. That was set back in October 2007. But you can see the S&P 500, pretty impressive performance for the benchmark index over the, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9 out of the past 10 sessions up in price, extending gains today. Check in on the NASDAQ composite here. We'll see that it is up a little more than 7 points to 3251. Very similar looking chart to the S&P 500. And finally, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, trying to make it 7 gains in a row here, up 34 points to 14,431. Take a look at that CBOE volatility index. Makes sense to look at the index today because it hit a 6-year low today. You can see it's just breaking through all sorts of support levels here, down close to 7% today to 1168. So 6-year low for the CBOE volatility index. The first bit of selling that pops up in this market, you could see a move easily, 15-20% one-day move for the volatility index. I've always found it difficult to, much more difficult doing technical analysis on the VIX with its propensity lately to move, 20% in one day. So, but noteworthy action today in the VIX under a lot of pressure, and again breaking through some key support levels here. So taking a look at volume on Friday, volume on the NASDAQ was below average at 1.58 billion shares. That was on Friday. Today it's tracking pretty close to that level, maybe just a little bit higher. Volume Friday on the New York Stock Exchange was average at 685 million. It is tracking about 10 to 15% lower than that today. So that's what we have with the major averages. Taking a look at a couple of story stocks here today. Let's start by checking out shares of Google. Obviously has been a big market leader. Very, very extended in price. That is the issue here. You've got the major averages continue higher. Really the market's not flashing anything in the way of sell signals, but you've got the number of extended stocks out there far outnumbers those that are still within buying range, and those that are still within buying range are, arguably laggard stocks because a lot of the big leaders started moving in early January. Google had a gap up on January 23rd. That was on this day right here, where it broke out over a swing point of around 745 in this area here. So it just has not really based. It has not consolidated gains, but it's still holding gains smartly. Today, RBC Capital raised the price target on Google to $9.50 from $8.40. According to the analyst at RBC, the top 100 advertisers on YouTube raised their ad spending by 50% in 2012. Revenue for YouTube is expected to exceed $4 billion this year. So RBC feeling pretty good about the business prospects for YouTube, and Google has certainly been an outstanding performer in the market. Take a look at shares of Apple. It was underperforming earlier in the session, but has rebounded nicely. Is it putting in a bottom here? That is the million-dollar question. Still too early to tell. Up $5.55 today, 1.3% gain to $437.27. Later this week, Samsung is going to be out with their new version of their Galaxy smartphone, the Galaxy S4. Quite a nice phone, certainly causing problems for Apple, no doubt about it. People pick up these Galaxy phones, they say, wow, this is a pretty nice phone. So just anecdotally, I know several people in my circles that have left their iPhones and are now using the Galaxy. So nice product over there. We're going to see the new Galaxy S4 later this week on Thursday. That's when it will be unveiled. Some other story stocks today. Let's take a look at Facebook. No news around the stock today, but it is still underneath its 50-day moving average here. This is sort of the line in the sand for Facebook. The 50-day line is at 28.89. So that is resistance for now. Facebook hit a high today of 28.64, so it got within about 25 cents of that 50-day moving average. It has since come off its highs, now trading in the bottom half of its range, up 26 cents today to 28.22. Name that you all might not be familiar with, Medicines Company, MDCO, on the NASDAQ. Well off its intraday high of 33.71. Shares are now trading at 32.32, still up close to 2% on the day. Over the weekend at the American College of Cardiology conference in San Francisco, MDCO released positive late-stage trial results for its anti-clotting drug, Cangrelor. I think I have a weekly chart here for Medicines Company. I always think I do, and yeah, there I do. Let's see here. MDCO. There's the weekly chart for Medicines Company, and you'll see yet another extended stock out here. The breakout for Medicines Company was the week of January 11th. That was on this week right here. You can see the breakout over resistance here. So it's been another strong performer in the market, but a stock that you want to be careful not to chase up here. Check in on Amazon.com. AMZN, another stock not participating in the rally today. Amazon down $2.53, 0.9% to 271.66. Trading above its 50-day moving average, and we look at a weekly chart for Amazon, and we'll see, we mentioned last week, the stock is forming what I would consider a base-on-base pattern. It still has more work to do to complete the base, but you can see on the weekly chart here it is holding above its 10-week moving average, even though it is lagging the market today. Pretty decent technical setup taking shape here. Still has more work to do to prove itself. You can see Amazon, when you pull it back and you look at a monthly chart, it might look like a late stage base, but you had a lot of selling in Amazon in the fourth quarter of 2011. That was in this area here where it corrected about 32% off its highs, and you can see the lows here undercut the low of a prior consolidation. So this price action here in the fourth quarter of 2011 served to reset the base count. So what you have in effect here is a second stage base, in my estimation, taking shape for Amazon. We'll see if it has enough juice to muster up another breakout attempt here, but it still has, like I said, still has more work to do to get back to its prior high over 280. So that's a look at some story stocks. There are a few more story stocks today before we get into some economic data. BlackBerry making a huge move today. Nice move back above its 50-day moving average, up 13.4% to 1481. So still a stock that's consolidating gains here. Still has some overhead supply to work through as it tries to get back to its recent high of 18. But a couple of headlines here moving the stock. First of all, the company's Z10 smartphone, which up until this point has only been available in the UK and Canada. AT&T said earlier today it's going to start selling the Z10 on Friday, March 22nd. It's going to start taking pre-orders for the phone tomorrow. So investors excited about that. And then there have been these sort of on again, off again rumors of that the Chinese computer company Lenovo might be interested in acquiring BlackBerry, and apparently the CEO of Lenovo told a French newspaper recently that it would make sense for his company to buy the Canadian smartphone maker. So not the first time Lenovo has been mentioned as a potential suitor, but rumor up at this point. But a couple of positive headlines moving BlackBerry today. Also, Best Buy, BBY. Remember when it just looked like Best Buy was in a world of hurt? I mean, this was a stock earlier this year that was trading around $12 a share, and then the calendar turns, 2013 comes, and pretty much goes from being a $12 stock up to a $20 stock. And most analysts have kind of hold ratings. They want to kind of show me the money type attitude with Best Buy. But today, Piper Jaffray raised its price target to 26 from 16. Analyst over there upgraded the stock to overweight from neutral, saying that new management is driving transformation change at the company, and that the company is also in the early innings of a multi-year rebound. So it has been an impressive move for Best Buy so far this year, and it is working on 7 straight up days as well. Right now up 3 cents to 20.20, and you can see here stock recently broke out over resistance there at 17.75 in that area. Some of these Macau casino stocks having a good day today. Shares of Wynn Resorts underneath the 50-day as well. So still has more work to do to prove itself here. That 50-day line could be resistance for now. The stock is up 98 cents today, 0.8% gain to 118.33. And LVS, Las Vegas Sands, also outperforming Wynn a little bit, up 1.6% to 53.19, back above its 50-day moving average for a few days now. And what you had here was pretty good news. Gaming revenue out of Macau, at least for the first 10 days of March, gross gaming revenue up 38.5% from a year ago. So, of course, Wynn and Las Vegas Sands with significant operations in Macau off of mainland China. And checking in on Coinstar as well. This is a stock that was looking very tired not that long ago, but buyers slowly but surely coming back into the stock here, approaching a possible breakout actually over 56. Stock's up 2.3% to 54.96. We'll tell you why when we come back. Ken Shreve with you on Breakout Investing, headed into the first break. Stick with me, folks. We'll be right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Carol Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
On Coinstar today, that's driving a 2.3% gain for the stock to 54.96. It is approaching some resistance here, prior high of 56.28. Last week, Coinstar did have a $350 million debt offering. Company is also getting ready to launch Redbox Instant by Verizon, which is basically video on demand. You know, the Redbox DVD rental kiosks. Company's got big share of the DVD rental market there, about 45% or so, but a lot of concerns that business there is going to be trailing off in coming quarters. So the partnership with Verizon should be good, but it's not going to be profitable for a little while. So there may be some optimism about that, but it's going to be a few quarters before Coinstar is going to be able to monetize Redbox Instant. Nonetheless, it is approaching a possible breakout area here of 56.28. That would be its intraday high set on... That was around mid-February, right, in this area. So personally, I look at Coinstars, again, I have been pretty vocal. It's a fairly challenged company right now. Anytime you try to, branch out from what you're good at, Coinstar had the counting machines. They take 7 cents on the dollar, maybe a little more than that right now, 8 or 9 cents on the dollar. Then the Redbox were a big hit, but now they're, trying to keep up with Netflix, getting into streaming, and they may be able to do it, but, once Wall Street wants profitability, and the the fundamentals at Coinstar, again, sales growth has been decelerating for several quarters in a row. So Wall Street's going to wait for sales growth to reaccelerate here. It could happen. It could happen. You can't completely give up on the company. But it is challenging to get those revenues to start to re-accelerate again. Okay, let's take our first call for the day. 877-927-6648. Gonna head up Pacific Northwest, Washington State. Talk to Roger. How you doing, Roger?
Hey, I'm doing okay. How about you, Kenny?
I'm doing well, thanks.
It's kind of nervous, isn't it? It's kind of hard out here. Everything's overbought, melting up, or So I like.
That's a good point. I tend to agree. It's like you see the indices keep going up and up and up and up, and sentiment's pretty good, and the VIX is going down, and all the while you look in these growth screens, and it's very difficult finding stocks that are still actionable. A lot of extended stocks out there, so you gotta look long and hard for the opportunities. So it's pretty dry right now.
Yeah. Say, I had a question for you. Everybody talks about Samsung this and Samsung that, and then there's Apple and Google and Nokia and BlackBerry, a whole handful of cell phones. What is there a symbol for Samsung?
Well, it doesn't list on the U.S. exchanges. It may list on the pink sheets. The NASDAQ bulletin board. Let me just see if I can find a symbol here. Yeah, no, it's not a U.S. It's not a U.S. listed company, so you'd have to go overseas to to buy shares, which I wouldn't even know how to do, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, it doesn't trade in the U.S. But I'll tell you, those Galaxy smartphones. I don't know if you've seen one, but they're pretty nice.
Yeah, well, you buy one, and then they come out with a new one. So it's like, well, what?
Well, I know that's kind of taking a page out of the Apple playbook. It didn't seem that long ago when the S3 came out, but like I said, later this week the S4 will be coming out. But it's a sleek phone.
Yeah, I might have to check it out just for the heck of it. I'm using an older iPhone now, so it's odd because you get used to your apps and using your phone, and you got all your numbers and stuff in there. So to switch over is kind of a I
concur 100%.
They get you locked in here a little bit. Okay, well, thanks, Kenny. I was just wondering kind of what was up with that. It's odd that Samsung isn't on the market, at least.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure what the reason is for that, but they trade overseas for now.
Yeah. So there's no way to
Roger.
Trade it. Yeah. Okay.
We'll talk to you soon. All right. Take care.
Yeah. Bye.
All right, Roger from Pacific Northwest. Samsung does not trade on the U.S. exchanges. Let's take a look at shares of Citigroup here, another stock that has just been going up, and another extended stock out here. Last real breakout for Citigroup probably back in December when it broke out over 38, trading at 47.51 right now, up for several days in a row. Story here: UBS upgrades the stock to buy from neutral, new price target of 62. Very extended though. A lot of stocks, boy, they need to pull back. When's the market going to pull back? That's the question. We'll be right back, folks.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pezzavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
This segment is brought to you by Direction Shares. To learn more about tactical tools for the sophisticated active investor, hit the Direction Shares banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Checking in on the markets here. About 25 minutes left to go in Monday's session. Dow holding on to a 28-point gain, 14,425. NASDAQ Composite up a little better than 4 points to 3249. S&P 500 up 3 points to 1554. Taking a look at April gold, up $1.10, not much movement, 1578 an ounce. That is, I didn't get a quote. I'm just going to check a quote here for the U.S. dollar index. I normally have that before the show, but not much movement in gold today, up $1.10, 1578 an ounce. U.S. dollar index under a little bit of pressure today, not much. Last trading at 82.60. Down about 0.1%. April crude oil up a smidgen, 11-cent gain, settles at $92.06 a barrel. Some interesting names in the energy space. I know I mentioned U.S. Silica Holdings. This has been an outstanding performer. Really has the look of an emerging leader. It is extended though after a recent breakout over 2150, but definitely one you want to keep an eye on here because it's probably going to start basing sooner rather than later. See if it can form some sort of flat base or at least consolidate gains in healthy fashion. If you get a good base that forms, you'll get another opportunity Another entry point here. Stock's up 15 cents today to 26.58. Again, the buy was at the breakout over 21.50 when it reported strong earnings. And U.S. Silica, as its name would indicate, they are a supplier of commercial silica that's used in fracking. That's the process of injecting fluid into the ground at a high pressure. What it does is it fractures shale that allows the release of natural gas and helps these oil and gas producers get at it more efficiently, and they're able to get more natural gas out of this shale. So U.S. Silica Holdings, one to follow in the oil and gas space. After the close today, we're going to hear from CVR Energy, CVI. This stock is under some pressure ahead of earnings. It's been a monster performer, working on 4 straight down days here, down 1.1% to 58.75. Well off its session low, though, and actually trading up near its session high. Look for a strong quarter of growth for CVR Energy. Earnings up 162% to 89 cents a share, with sales up 68% to $1.78 billion. CVR Energy earlier this year spun off CVR Refining, CVRR. So don't confuse the two. CVI is what we just looked at. CVRR is also going to be coming out with earnings after the close. They went public in January at 25. The stock is trading right now at 29.84, down 2 cents on the day. So both of those companies will be out after the close. And then later this week on Thursday, yet another refiner here, Northern Tier Energy, had its IPO last year, July, at $14 a share. Another extended stock, stock that you don't want to chase at current levels, but trading at $31.18 right now, down 23 cents on the day. And then also on Thursday, later this week, we've got BCEI, yet another extended stock out here, up 30 cents to 38.45. Bonanza Creek Energy, they're based in Denver, and growth prospects are really bright here. So I want to keep an eye on what this company has to say. It's a small cap stock. They're expected to do $68.8 million in revenue in the quarter. That would be up 86% from a year ago. Earnings down 3% to 37 cents a share from 38 cents in the prior quarter. Headed into today, bond yields up for 5 straight sessions. Money's been flowing out of the bond market. Today, not much movement in yields, mostly unchanged. 10-year note at 2.06%. 30-year bond at 3.25%. Pretty quiet week of economic data. We've got inflation data later in the week. First real economic data point will be retail sales on Wednesday. Overall sales should be up 0.5%, excluding autos, also up 0.5%. On Thursday, producer price index, and on Friday, kind of busy on Friday, consumer price index, also University of Michigan consumer sentiment, and the Empire Manufacturing Index, all of that on Friday. Did have a couple of earnings reports, but pretty quiet this week in terms of earnings as well. Dick's Sporting Goods really getting hammered here, down $5.40 today, 10.7% decline to $45.20. Earnings up 17% to $1.03. That missed estimates by 3 cents. Sales up 12% to $1.8 billion. That was also slightly below expectations, including the company's e-commerce business. Same-store sales at Dick's increased 1.2% in the quarter. Golf Galaxy same-store sales up 1.3%. Company announced a 5-year, $1 billion purchase program, but again, that has not kept sellers away from the stock. It is getting obliterated today, down close to 11%. The guidance was the problem here. They said full-year earnings were going to be between $2.84 and $2.86 a share. Not terrible, but below expectations of $2.92. After the close today as well in the retail sector, we're going to listen to what Urban Outfitters has to say. This is a stock that had been performing very well basically from November all the way up until February this year, but it has been under quite a bit of selling pressure. Some signs of distribution in the stock ahead of earnings. You can see it fell below its 50-day moving average in February, having problems reclaiming the line here. It is up 34 cents today to 41.65. Again, earnings after the close, and look for a very strong quarter. Earnings up 111% from a year ago to 57 cents a share. Sales up 16% to 848.2 million. So wouldn't be surprised to see strong numbers from Urban, but overall the retail sector, could be challenging in coming quarters. There's a lot of concern about how long this the consumer is going to be able to hold up here. Even Michael Kors under quite a bit of selling pressure today. There's some Twitter talk and more or less unsubstantiated rumors, and a small boutique named OTR Global that said sales may be softening at Kors, which again, a company like Kors that's been growing the top line by 35-40% in recent quarters. If it slows down to 30%, is that really a big problem? And does it deserve multiple compression here? But either way, Kors really taking a hit. Big gap up on earnings in early February, and hit a high over 64. Now it's 10 points lower than that to 55.06. Big volume in the stock today on concerns about slowing sales. You look back over the past 5-6 quarters, you see top line growth ranging anywhere from 58% all the way up to 74%. So fundamentals, there's still a story here of growth, but you also have to pay attention when volume starts to expand to the downside. You can dismiss it as an unsubstantiated rumor, but you've got 9.4 million shares that have traded already in Kors. It normally trades about 5.7 million shares a day. So some pretty big sellers in Michael Kors today. So overall, could be a challenging environment for retailers going forward. Again, on Wednesday we'll get a look at February retail sales, and Urban Outfitters after the close, and then other upcoming earnings reports are going to be interesting to keep an eye on. Adobe Systems, they come out March 19th. Still haven't heard from them yet, but stock showing excellent relative price strength in the market. Definitely under accumulation, which is a good sign, but it's a huge company, and you're looking at a company that is delivering unspectacular growth. I usually like to see more powerful fundamentals. I like the chart. I like the relative price strength that Adobe Systems is showing. But again, it's a company that is probably past its best days of growth. And you look back in the 3-month ago period, their earnings were down 9% from a year ago, and sales were flat at about $1.15 billion. So sales has been decelerating in recent quarters. So we heard from Adobe Systems on March 19th, and a couple of other large cap stocks a day later. FedEx and Oracle, FDX, they're going to be coming out on March 20th. Shares of FedEx down 0.6% today to 107.16, still holding above its 50-day moving average, and has been, the transports have been flying, so has FedEx. You had a nice breakout for FedEx back in early January. Again, that January 2nd, when the market gapped up in price, that's when FedEx broke out over 96 basically, and made a nice run to 107 thereabouts. So we'll hear from FedEx on March 20th, and also on the same day, Oracle, ORCL. Oracle in a nice space here. Recent support at the 50-day moving average, and holding gains nicely here. So obviously there's some optimism about what Oracle will have to say on March 20th. And let's not forget about Lululemon in the retail sector. They're going to be out March 21st. And this, looks like a troubled stock to me. But again, there have been a lot of bad-looking charts out there that all of a sudden, maybe all the bad news was priced in, or whatever, but sometimes bad charts can sometimes fix themselves pretty quickly. It does not look like good technicals to me. Stock where buying demand is clearly drying up here. Lulu hit a high today of 70.40. It is now trading at 69.40, down 52 cents on the day. When we do hear from Lulu on March 21st, earnings should be up 45% from a year ago to 74 cents a share. Sales up 30% to almost 483 million. Checking in on some other interesting stocks here. Commvault Systems. This is a provider of data and information software applications, forming a nice little base here. Actually, one of the few base building stocks out there. So one to keep an eye on. Stock was recently trading around 77.45, down 2 cents on the day, near its session low after hitting an intraday high of 78.36. So this is one to keep an eye on. Again, we talked to Roger earlier in the show from Mount Vernon, Washington, and what he said was actually pretty accurate. That if you're a growth investor looking for stocks coming out of consolidation phases, or you're a growth investor that does not want to chase extended stocks, which is the right attitude to have. It's not an easy market right now finding fresh buy candidates. So rather than force the issue, you're best not to chase, and almost better off just kind of waiting for a pullback that will come at some point, and it's probably going to be swift, and it's probably going to be severe. Severe meaning 3 to 5% off the recent highs. I'm not in the camp that a 15-20% correction is looming on the horizon. For that to happen, we're going to need to see a lot more distribution come into this market, and we're just not seeing it, at least at this point. So, but very difficult to find base building stocks, and Commvault Systems, to its credit, is one of them. Let's take a look at a weekly for Commvault, and we'll see. That's not the weekly. Let's just pull up here. Okay, here's the. Let me get it right here. Let's pull up CVLT. All right, here's Commvault sitting just above the 10-week moving average. And it's a flat base because the correction is only about 10-11% off its recent high. Typically in a flat base structure, you want to see tight, orderly trading. You don't want to see a correction generally more than 15% off a recent high. So Commvault doing a good job holding on to gains, and it is a little more than 5 weeks into a flat base, so definitely one to keep an eye on. Also been very impressed with Geospace Technologies. This is another stock that just does nothing but act well. It's just a really, really strong performer. The issue with Geospace is that it's just a thin stock. I mean, it's got a beautiful chart. It has run quite a bit. You look at a weekly chart for Geospace, and you'll see it was a $60 stock back in the fall of last year, but you can see a gap up for Geospace, and it's held on to those gains after it gapped up in price on February 7th, and it actually came down and filled that gap right here, and is starting to retest a prior high of 113.73. The big caveat here: stock trades 109,000 shares a day, and it's got a market cap of 1.4 billion. So it's small, it's speculative. That said, it is selling a lot of product. What they do is they sell seismic instruments and equipment used mostly in the oil and gas industry. In their latest quarter, their revenues were up 80% from a year ago to $77.8 million. Earnings up 150% to $1.70 a share. So blowout earnings when the company reported earnings, and again, shares gapped up earlier this month on the news. Speculative, but interesting company, interesting product. Headed into the final break, folks. We'll be right back. Breakout Investing on TFNN. See you back here in about 3-4 minutes.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
Just recently, on December 28th, Market Insight subscribers were advised to go long the QQQ, the NASDAQ 100 ETF, on December 28th at $63.91, and only 2 trading days later, after a huge jump in the markets, Market Insight subscribers were advised to sell the QQQ at $66.64 for a $2.73 or 4.27% profit to start off 2013. At the same time, Tom O'Brien had advised his clients looking for a more leveraged trade that they could have initiated a position in the QLD, the ProShares Ultra QQQ ETF, and over the same 2 trading days, Market Insight subscribers were able to lock in a $4.48 profit or an 8.47% gain in just 1 trade. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during your free trial and pay nothing. Don't miss out on the next great trading opportunity in 2013. Act today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just 1 position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Catch Tom O'Brien, founder and CEO of TFNN, professional trader and educator. Also a special guest on CNBC, analyzing the commodity markets. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks, to Breakout Investing on TFNN. Don't forget, the next weekly update to my newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, will be out tomorrow, Tuesday morning. Usually try to get it out by 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you want to check out 30 days free of Ultimate Growth Stocks, you can do that right on the homepage of TFNN.com. Just click on the Newsletters tab on the homepage, then click on Investment Newsletters. You'll see Ultimate Growth Stocks in there. Get 30 days absolutely free. Headed into the close here. Right now, the Dow up 42.5 points to 14,439. NASDAQ Composite up 7 points to 3251, and the S&P 500 up a little more than 4 points to 1555. The S&P 500, mentioned to start off the show, it has its sights set on its all-time intraday high of 1576, set back in October 2007. Mentioned volume today in the markets. Let's check on that again real quick here. NASDAQ volume right now tracking about 2 to 3% higher than what we saw Friday, which was below average at 1.58 billion shares. Volume on the New York Stock Exchange tracking lower by 10% or so. Volume on Friday was average at 685 million shares. Checking in on Priceline, PCLN. Don't love the chart here, but it is sitting near a swing point of 721.96. You can see volume has completely dried up in Priceline over the past 5 days or so, but it's just sitting right at this swing point of 721.96. It tried to break out last week, but reversed, finished near its low. Since that day, volume has really dried up. So, will it be able to clear that 721.96 level with conviction? It's kind of what I call a wishy-washy breakout up to this point, because it's another one of these stocks working on 7 straight gains, but really hasn't made much progress. It's less than 2 points above the swing point of 721.96, but it is showing resilience. And then remember, late last week we were talking about Abaxis, a speculative small cap, but a nice breakout actually on Friday for Abaxis. This is a company that makes portable blood analysis systems. Small company, market cap due to recent price strength is now right at $1 billion, but it is another thinly traded stock out here. Average daily volume about 150,000 shares, but strong volume Friday and strong volume again today. It's up another 1.7% to 45.75. Train has not left the station here. The swing point is 44.98, so basically calling it a swing of 45, with the stock trading at 45.75. Still within buying range, but again, I got to tell you, I am wary of stocks that are breaking out right now. When the leader started to break out in early January, it's possible that up to this point, we can still see emerging leadership, and some breakouts may be worthwhile. But I would say just as many stocks breaking out right now, I'm only going to be trusting of the very strongest companies. So I like Abaxis, but it's another speculative name out there with a market cap of $1 billion. So that's a look at Abaxis, and noticed Tupperware under quite a bit of pressure today. We'll end on that. Shares of Tupperware getting hit pretty hard, down almost 4% to 76.14. It takes out its recent low of 76.13, but really trading right at that prior low of 76.13. So Tupperware under some pressure today. Coming up next, the Tom O'Brien Show. See you back here tomorrow, folks, 3 o'clock Eastern for another edition of Breakout Investing. Have a great day.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I says, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, a roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to Mastering Probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.